What's up, guys? It's a Spent Man coming to you from the beautiful North Country. Today it's Abenaki Flint Corn planting day, and we're doing it a little bit later than we have in years past because we're having cooler weather. So I usually plant out my corn at 6.4 or 6.5, and now we're doing it about 10 days later. And I had other stuff going on too, so I put it off a little bit. But the corn, the Abenaki Flint corn, it's going down today, and I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm always experimenting in my manual labor and seeing how meticulous and complicated, or complex I should say rather, I can make it. But since I'm growing a smaller field, I got really selective with how I selected my seed ears, and we'll check out that seed right here. Abenaki Flint, and check out that beautiful seed in there. And I select for the yellow, the ruby red, and this copper right here, and also like a gold too. So I have yellow and like a dark gold. Maybe you can see it in there if I have one in there, but I'm looking for, like, there are about 4 different ears that I go for that are kind of distinct at this point. And yeah, there's a gold one right there. Not quite yellow, not quite copper. But anyway, I think my seed, after growing and selecting up here for about the past 5 or 6 years, I think my seed at this point is better than a lot of the stuff you can get from the seed suppliers, if I shan't say so myself. But how the planting's going down, what the strategy is this year, is I'm working this old girl, working that old Earthway seeder really hard this year. And what I'm doing is making multiple passes down my furrows right here. So my first pass I made, there's nothing in the seeder just to establish the furrow. And then I spread my fertilizer, which is North Country Organics No Phos fertilizer. And since, one of my pet peeves is the first few years up here when I spread the fertilizer, I realized since it's an organic field, we're not planting Roundup ready corn here, thank God. But by the end of the season, this field realistically is going to have, lots of weeds in it. And so if I'm just bringing out my spreader and spreading expensive organic fertilizer on the whole field, I'm fertilizing all those weeds that are going to be in there in the fall. So now I'm directing my fertilizer right into the furrow this year. And then my third pass with the seeder is I'm bringing my seeds down finally at the end. And you can see here's one that hasn't been planted yet. And you can see that lovely fertilizer going right down. Here's another one, hasn't been planted yet. And that's going right down. I have my rows spaced out 4 feet apart. So if I get to it, we might get in here and do some tractor cultivation if we can figure something out. If I don't, get lazy or forget about it. So we'll see about that. But this rebar right here goes down to the end, and I'm going to be tying fishing line. You can see some fishing line from last year still on there, and my fishing line's going to go down the row and right over, because the ravens, the crows, the red-winged blackbirds, they want this nutritious organic Flint corn. And if I don't start doing something and keep them away, the second I turn my back and walk away from this field, they're just going to come out of that hedgerow and be picking it out even when it's still dry. So that is my strategy this year. And so with the pest control, it starts right when I'm planting, and then when the seeds start to germinate and they start to show, they start to emerge, I'm going to bring my propane cannon out here. So we're keeping it ragged, we're keeping it haggard, and keeping it rugged out here in the traditional cornfield this year. And you can see my ground's still a bit ragged and haggard. Gonna cover up them seeds there. And you can see my rye cover crop. It's still in here. I made a few passes with the disc through here. And so yeah, hopefully the rye, some of it germinates and pops up and takes the place of some of the weeds that are gonna come up. But hopefully I stay on top of things this year, and since I'm planting a smaller patch this year, maybe I can get in here and baby the cornfield a little bit, and maybe I'll even side dress with some of my own compost. But that is how the 2025 cornfield is going down this year, guys, and we're planting it down today, hoping for rain tomorrow. And yes sir, that's it. So from the beautiful North Country, it's corn planting day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.